Ine. Take this. Today's video, we're in San Francisco. We're skating this little ledge, mani-pad area, kind of from this restaurant all the way down to the end, which is mostly the same stuff. Well, those red chairs and whatever are. So it's probably going to be a pretty manual tech combo, ledge, whatever, grind, something special. There's not so much room for weird stuff. You can maybe try something with this bin and this rail, but otherwise, kind of focusing on more tech stuff, I think. Anyway, let's get into it. Okay, so one thing that I wanted to show off was something that I kind of discovered, and I didn't really pay attention to it before. It was kind of the importance of the direction that you flip. The best way to describe it is go to flip trick settings and board control mode. When you have this on manual, depending on the angle to the left or right that you flick the stick, it actually influences the way the board lands. So if you don't have much room, like it's a high ledge, and you want to get into a manual and do a flip trick in, or same for grinds as well, you want to use this to make sure the board's pointing in the right direction so that you get straight into it. So you can see the nose is pointing down already. So if you want to get into a nose manual, you're kind of in the right spot straight away, which makes it easier. Like this one, it's not that tall actually, but let's do the opposite. You maybe get what I mean. Yeah. So I pointed to the left and down for this kickflip, and you'll notice it's completely different to before. Before the nose was pointing down, now the tail is down. So when you land going into a nose manual, his foot's in the position to do it, but obviously he's starting from here. So it shifts down, and then if you keep going, he'll try and do a nose manual, but in this case he didn't even make it. It fell off the end. Wasn't a very good one, but you should probably get the gist. Yeah, it was already aiming down, so he's straight into the grind. Now the weird thing is, that was a 360 flip, so the board is going 360 degrees, get out of the way. So you're putting emphasis on the front, and because it's spinning 360, that stays the way it should be. But if you do it 180, like a 180 type of trick, you're pushing forward, but because the board's turning 180, it ends up going backwards. It's really weird. But for like a varial flip, you want to do it down, so you're putting all the weight on the back. It turns 180, so it's aiming forward, if that makes sense. Oops. Well, you should get the point anyway. I actually did it diagonally down. It means the back of the board is being pushed down more, and as it rotates around, it ends up being at the front, if that makes sense. So basically, yeah, all the emphasis on the back turns 180, which means it's pointing forward. So for 180 tricks, it's a bit different, which is kind of hard to explain. Anyway, yeah, people used to complain that, or they still do complain that my pop height was too high. It was above average, but now I've done this, I can actually adjust it more. So it's more regular, but I'm in a good position to do flips into tricks. I don't want to like limit my tricks just because of the gravity or whatever. I still want to be able to do flip tricks into things, flip tricks out, manuals, whatever. You'll see the opposite as well with this manual that I did. So I'm flipping left and down, so all the weight is on the back. And as you can see, that's the perfect position to land into a manual. Yeah. Anyway, sorry for the long explanation. I thought I'd just point it out because I never really paid attention to it before. And I don't know if everybody knows about it, but it's super good to know if you want to kind of keep a realistic height, but also be tech at the same time. I don't think the manual worked there, but I thought it was there at least. So yeah, overall I feel like my tech skills are getting more solid. You know, I play manual catch, I try not to, I don't know, automate anything. I like the challenge, it just feels super satisfying if you get it right. Ooh. What's that sound? There you see an example of it not working. Like you just sort of land both wheels. After a manual, I need to remember to do the low pop because it makes it look way better. Ooh, not bad. Didn't get the nose. Should probably turn off the mission thing because that's getting in the way a bit. I may want to turn the people off as well. They're kind of getting in the way a bit. We're getting wild with the angles this time. So yeah, I'm not sure if this is a spot session or more a tutorial on kind of recommended settings for realism but flip tricks. Also, I post my stats now in the comments, or maybe put it in the description, I'm not sure which, but my gravity is on regular and my high pop height is regular. Low pop height is high, but it's like that, which is barely anything. It's barely enough to get on a ledge most of the time, so it doesn't really mean much. I'm aware that I should kind of show a bit of diversity in my tricks. I don't do much switch stuff, which is kind of my weakness at the minute. I do love how much more of a challenge switch feels, just because it's awkward. It should feel awkward. It shouldn't be exactly the same level as regular, I don't think. And I still get confused with like the catch input sometimes. I don't know, it's weird, but I'm not going to complain about it. Yeah, like varial flips like that look completely different when you've got it aimed. It's almost like, I don't know, it looks kind of wild when you do it that way. Versus that. Which is definitely, I don't know how you'd explain it, but it seems less vertical that way. Of course, you can just do this on flat as well. There you go. Just put them back to back. This is only obviously a varial flips, but very back heavy, and this one should be more front heavy. Yeah, like two completely different tricks, which just shows how much you can change up your style just from direction alone. Strange. That's a pretty good example. I know I'm probably talking about this too much at this point, but this is the perfect one. Height. At regular, gravity, you'll never get a flip to nose. Like, that barely made it. It was one wheel at one point. Okay, I'm really wanting to do something weird around here, so let's see if we can come up with something creative, maybe. Ooh, nice. Not bad. Ooh. I have no idea how we got over that. Not clean, but yeah, that's better. Actually, no, that wasn't clean. Oh. I realised after the fact that you can't actually ride on top of those things. There's like grates on top, but whatever. Oof. Had a bit of difficulty. Do a nollie. Barely made that. Pretty cool. Ah. Oof. Okay, what do we do? Finish off. Bail. A little bit of switch in there. Ah. Double. Damn it. We're kind of going on a bit of a revert fest. Still going. This is painful at this point. Not bad. Bad. It's about as close as I'm gonna get, I think, to what I wanted to do. Anyway, this is a pretty tough spot to be like weird and original, which is kind of my usual thing, but it was kind of a nice challenge to try something else for a change. And also just show off kind of the importance of the angle of a flip when it comes to adjusting your pop height. Because for me, yeah, I had a lot of complaints saying it was too high, but finding this has kind of helped because it's got me to kind of a more realistic level, I think. So I'm going to keep working on it. And my switch skills and my fake skills, because it's kind of all terrible at the minute. Okay, yeah, definitely needs work. But anyway, plenty more of this stuff to come in the future. Let me know if there's any other spots you want me to do. I know a few people have commented on a few, and I will go and do those. I definitely want somewhere where I can be a bit more weird next time, so yeah. Weirdness is the thing I like to do, as most people probably know. So sorry if this wasn't your thing this time. I will go back to my usual ways from now on. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, all the other stuff, and I'll see you next time.